Who else?
Tristan's Band.
The Elusive Grace. We have 2 stages. One's a main stage and the other's a studio bar stage. The smaller bands play on the studio bar stage. The afternoon on the main stage is, we hope, family friendly, and then it gets slightly wilder in the evening, especially with the likes of Bugger playing.
So Nigel, you've been working in the pubs around Penzance for quite a while now, and you've obviously probably seen quite a lot of bands come and go. Could you give us a little insight into the music scene in Penzance?
Well, it's changed quite a lot over the years. I mean, if you go way back, when the Winter Gardens was on front, you had some really big name bands that used to come down here, like Pink Floyd. David Bowie was meant to come down here once, but never made it. But lots of, Hawkwind and all those sorts of bands, Sex Pistols, yeah. And there was sort of like loads of bands that used to come down here, but it's all, I mean, we're at the end of the line basically, so what's happened over the years is everything's become a bit more homegrown. I know that when I was booking bands for the studio bar, we did try and get people from far afield, and there are bands coming over from America now, and from London and Manchester, stuff like that. But I know that what we've tried to do here is encourage local musicians to get more venues for them, so that they can basically, I mean, some of the younger bands, it's so that they can actually get to play in front of an audience, really.
Taf, I wouldn't say that you're not well travelled. I'm sure you've been around a bit, but Taf, how would you say the local or the Penzance music scene stands up against other areas in Britain?
I suppose I've been up to London a fair bit, seen a few bands up there. There's a very different kind of sound down here. People have got a very different attitude to music, and quite often, they're sort of stuck in the old reggae sort of sound, but then you get interesting sounding bands like Petite, Debauche, Hanterhir. They're doing a very different sound to what you're seeing in London at the moment, and I think they could do well if they were to actually move up in that area.
Oh my honey, let me take you to Alexander's ragtime, drag time, something, something, something in the land. Come on in here, come on in here. Alexander's ragtime band. Am I going to do this on my own? We've got singers sitting over there. Farmer Fisher had a fine fat truck, and you couldn't see the colour for the farmyard muck. In the front was a rabbit and a chicken and a duck, all on the way to market. And in the back was sows. Sows? Thank you. Cows. The farmyard cats. Hogs, dogs, the farmyard rats. Hares, mares, a pound of pears. Billy goats in hairy coats, and a horse, of course, and a ton of turnips on the way to market. And as far as that's concerned, it was history. Two flies devoid of delicacy, decency, or tact performed upon my luncheon plate the procreative act. Quite without contrition, they refused to call a halt, intent upon coition, though I peppered them with salt. At length, the she-fly wearied of his passionate attack and shook her pint-sized partner like a raincoat from her back. He lay distraight, diverted, diddly-dee and hardly spent, to be pulled along inverted like a clown when off she went. Her trampled wings she mastered, looking flustered as she fled, and dropped the little bastard in the mustard on his head.
Simon in as well.